from the Philippines to Singapore. What was this
Okay.
transition like? How does this happen to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. So that's also quite a story.
I think we have to have 5 parts to your interview. I'm sorry, I'm trying to cram it all in, huh?
No,
Go ahead.
and really now that you're asking these questions, I'm just amazed by the work of God in my life. Um, eh, so I was working for our plant in Cabuyao.
Yeah,
Something inside me is still hungry for more,
yeah,
and I know that. I could actually do more than just the job that I do
right,
in the factory.
right.
But somehow the mold of, especially in the Philippines, and I
Yeah,
say this now because sometimes, even though you graduated from a very kind of long 5 year degree,
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
it's an engineering background, you
Yes.
are kind of stereotyped to a manufacturing role,
Uh,
right? So
okay.
um, I'm seeing all these, I'm
Yeah,
realizing it. So I ask myself, what will differentiate me?
yeah.
And I cannot win with the mechanical engineers at the plant. I cannot win with these macho guys who can lift. So that's not gonna be my thing. So I have to find my own way. So while in Kabuyao, I
Hmm.
actually enrolled for an MBA in
Oh,
Lasal.
okay. Okay.
And we're talking about a 2 to 3 hours commute. Okay, I don't have a car. I
Wow.
just take the bus. I'm still in my uniform with my safety shoes. I hop on the bus. I go to Taft, and then after 9 p.m. or 9:30, I go back to Kabuyao. That was my
Mhm.
life.
Wow.
And it's not sustainable because the distance is killing me. There's now a lot more group work.
Yeah.
So I have this intention
Yeah.
that if opportunity comes,
Yeah.
I would like to be assigned in the headquarters in Makati,
Right. Okay.
because I want to be closer to Lasal.
Yes. Yes.
If I am closer to Lasal, I could perhaps finish my
Yeah.
MBA, and complete that as well.
Yes.
Uh, so uh, I remember there was one role that has been open for, I think, close to 6 months. For
Okay.
some reason, it's not filled up.
Right.
So I told my boss, you know what, I can do that job.
Right.
And it would be cost saving for the company,
Galing
because
talaga. Oo.
I'm just like a kind of a technician level. That job is a manager level, but I
Yeah.
can do the job.
Yeah.
Uh, there should be no problem.
Hmm.
So again, I took the, how should I say? I
Yeah.
just took
Just
the
went for it. You took a chance.
chance.
Oo.
Yes. And let's see what happens, right? What comes back, and then what comes back is, yeah, why don't you do this
Yeah.
job while they are looking for the ongoing one?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like a temporary 6 months
Yeah.
type of role.
Yeah.
But again, amazing work of God. I didn't know that the time the company is thinking of restructuring.
Okay.
So this is the time that they're forming a regional headquarters in Singapore. And this is, of course, very secret and
Yes.
hush
Yeah.
hush type of work.
Uh-huh.
Nobody should know.
Yeah.
And I came to know probably halfway now in my temporary assignment. Um, and my boss that time shared that to the organization and then shared it with me. So now that they've seen what I can do, and how I'm doing the work of someone who is like supposed to be more senior,
Yeah.
then I felt like they got interested in me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but the challenge is I am borrowed in a sense. I
Yeah.
am from the factory.
Yeah.
I'm not really from the headquarters.
Yeah.
So I have to, in a way, go through a process of rehiring.
Yeah.
But it is a risk because if I, in a way, technically resign, I have to go through the rehiring process.
Yes.
But of course, they will also look at other candidates, you
Yeah.
see. Um,
Wow.
but I told myself, okay, what will I lose if
Yeah.
I take the chance?
Yeah.
Um, if I do this,
Yeah.
a few things will open up for me.
Yes.
And at this time, I'm already finishing my MBA. So even if, let's just say, I will not really go back to the factory,
Yeah.
finishing my MBA also opens up an opportunity for
That's
me.
right. That's right.
So I don't really see it as an issue.
Yeah.
So then, okay, let's go do it.
Yeah.
So I have to go through that process. And lo and behold, I got the job. And then the job is a job in Singapore, basically.
Got it.
So
Got it.
I have to move from Makati to Singapore.
Nice. Nice.
And then I said, okay, haven't been out of the country. This would be my first time, but I don't want to think too much also.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
okay, let's just tackle this one day at a time.
Right.
So I never really think of like, will I stay long or will I
Yeah.
come back? That,
Yeah.
that was not my concern at that
Yeah.
time. So I said yes. I hopped on a plane. I was I was given a 40-footer container,
Yeah. Yeah.
allowance. I
Yeah.
could put whatever I want to put, but I don't really have stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I have is a painting that I bought in Malate.
Yeah.
That's the only one, and it's the same painting now that I bring, where which house we are in.
Yeah.
So that's how I got started in Singapore, and then the rest is just history, I guess, from one role to another, until where I am
Simply
now.
amazing. Simply amazing, Emily. Simply amazing. And you know what? As you were telling your story, one thing I realized was this concept of hiring for attitude. You know how
Ah,
sometimes we as managers wonder if this person who's got all these degrees, all this experience, all this extracurricular whatever, but it's not quite the team player we want. Should we
yeah,
hire this person or this other person who is very determined, good with people, has all these skills, not as learned, not as experienced, but really would come to
yeah,
be an excellent team player and an asset to the group? Who do we hire? And
yeah,
ever since in my career, I always also hired not for skill, but for attitude. And
yeah.
that's what I saw in your story, Emily.
Oh,
I
thank you.
saw, yeah, I think it's the same kind of attitude that people really recognize. At the end of the day, who do you want to work with? Who is
Yeah.
going to help bring your team to the finish line? And my
Mm,
goodness, Emily, I think all of the challenges and all of the hardships really positioned you for these things, because at the end of the day, what was that compared to not having food, not having a dry
yeah,
book, not knowing where MLQ was? It was nothing. My
yeah.
good. One of the things that I realized that was also part of this story was the fact that you also pursued a passion of yours, and this is
Yes.
coaching. So
Yep.
you're now at a level in your career where you are in a very good company, you are in a very good status within the company, but there's still something there.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
talk to us about going for a
Yeah.
passion of yours?
I'm glad you asked the question because I really believe that we are beings of continuous improvement.
Agree.
Um, and I have always been hungry to give more and give back. And one of the things that triggered me to really, again, examine what do I want in my life is I think 2 years ago I went through a training,
Okay.
and in that exercise you have to go deep into yourself and really reflect on the experiences you've had, the strengths you have, the skills you have, how might you use all of that, and where do you think you could really, how will you use it, and how will you live a much more purposeful life, basically. And what came out of that is this purpose statement, and maybe I can share that
Please.
to the audience. The purpose statement was, to be the tree of life
Okay.
that enables the forest to grow.
Okay.
Now, it might sound quite deep, because you could, draw a lot of things from that metaphor.
Yeah.
But I started to look at, okay, if we break this down, what does this really mean in a tangible way?
Yeah.
And then I realized that I really have a passion for coaching. And I've been doing that as part of my role as a people leader at work.
Yes.
And if you ask me, my biggest recognition or reward is really to see my people become leaders themselves.
Agree.
um, and my biggest fulfillment is to see them, come out of a situation much better than they were
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. I
So
can so
I
relate.
thought,
I love it. Go ahead.
yeah. So I thought, okay, if that is true, then I should pursue this, and know more how I could do this even outside of work.
Yes.
So I enrolled myself to a formal professional coaching program,
Yes.
uh, and that's one of the, you can say, memorable things I've done this year while we are all stuck at home. uh, so I started to do coaching, and the more I do, to be honest, the more I feel that I'm really also living towards my purpose. And if that is, fueling me and my spirit, and you can say, like, the fulfillment side of things, not necessarily the money part,
Yeah.
then this must be good.
Yeah.
Um, so I am still work in progress in this area. But what I can foresee, at least, is, I think, by continuing with the coaching practice and doing that inside or outside of work,
Yeah.
I know that I'm able to directly impact people and transform as much as I can,
Yeah.
with their help, of course, because coaching is also about, the coachee doing the work.
Yes.
uh, so yeah, I'm still quite really excited, energized about the possibilities around coaching. So my next adventure.
Yes, congratulations on that. Because the story doesn't end. The story just keeps growing, and I am
Yeah.
so excited for what else it comes out in your life, you know? You're a person of such generosity, and I know that personally. So I truly am a fan, and I am very excited for you. If
Mm,
there was something, as we go towards the end of our interview, if there was something, now that you're a coach especially,
yeah.
that you can maybe talk to your younger self about, what would this be?
Good question. I would say to my younger self that, um, I don't have to be too hard on myself.
Wow.
Um, and what I mean by that is, on hindsight, because I'm the eldest in
Oh,
the family,
yeah.
I also took on a lot of burden on myself,
Yeah.
being responsible about so many things. Even now, both of our parents already passed away, so you can say I'm also the mother, the father, and the sister, and
Yeah.
everything else.
Oh my.
So I would say, don't be too hard on yourself. Um, I would also say that life is truly beautiful, depending on, how you see it. And this is true from what life story I've just shared. you could easily fall into the trap of, you know, uh, life is not good, but I choose to stay with the narrative life is good.
Yes.
I have a choice, you know. I could be a victim, or I could actually win this and I can conquer this. So I would say the same to myself,
Yeah.
my younger self. Yeah.
Wonderful, Emily. And I hope everyone who is listening now, who is trying to tell yourself negative self talk, listen to this very good advice, because you hear what you say to yourself and you live what you say to yourself. So please, whatever it is that you're telling yourself, start with the positive. Start with what is going to help you rather than what is going to break you. And let us take from Emily's inspiring story, because, guys, we're all in this life together. Every one of us is going through something. No life is perfect. And whatever it is, whatever your situation, whether you think you're, not as privileged or not as provided for, it doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, what is your goal? What do you see as something that's valuable that you can still keep doing, and focus on that?
I would just add, and I think this is a big lesson that I have learned.
Yes.
Um, you said something about we're in this together, but I also want to say we are never alone. You know, we are beyond our individual self.
Yeah.
So you need to tap into this, you can say, force beyond us.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I call it God, but
Yeah.
people might call it, you know, differently.
Yeah.
um, it is also to acknowledge that we are all connected. So if you've heard my story, I have ripples of impact as well. In the same way that I believe I've been impacted by something.
Yeah.
So we are all connected.
Yes.
Go beyond, you
Yeah.
know, your individualistic understanding of yourself.
Yeah.
There is a bigger life force that you just need to tap into. And I think if you are assured and you feel loved,
Yeah.
and you know you feel that this is a positive kind of energy that
Yeah.
is really working well on your life,
Yeah.
then just stay with it.
Thank you, Emily, for all the inspiration, and especially your time. I know you're very busy, but this is really wonderful.
No,
So
anytime, anytime.
take care, okay? Question for Emily. Please, guys, don't hesitate. Any comments, anything, drop it in the comment section so we can both look at it. Take care, guys. Take care, Em.